it's raining again. And I'm tired. Good morning and happy Monday, everybody. Let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. It rained all day yesterday. That's my low. Let's see, what's my high? What is my high? What did I do? Well, I helped my parents watch my nephews. I did that. And I helped with dinner. I did that too. Actually, that's my act of kindness. I'm sorry. Shoot. My high was family time. That was it. Both my high and my act of kindness were connected. So this is quite a shock for me. For the first time since probably May, I have nothing to talk about on a Monday. I mean, for the vast majority of the last several months, it was always, One Piece Manga Chapters and talking about Rick and Morty Season 9. But there's no One Piece Manga Chapter this week. And Rick and Morty Season 9 ended. I still stand by what I said, though. That season was perfect. But I've got nothing. And I'm sure some of you guys are like, well, Nick, can't you just watch President Curtis? Listen, guys, truth be told, I want to. I really do. It's just on too late for me. If they move President Curtis from 11:30 to 11, that's more doable for me. Because truth be told, last week when I was watching both Rick and Morty and President Curtis, I started dozing off after the first commercial break for President Curtis. And if any of you guys out there are wondering, well, Nick, that's only a half hour. Trust me, a half hour makes all the difference. It very much makes all the difference. I'm actually kind of surprised I was able to keep myself awake for the rest of President Curtis last week, if we're being honest. Not to mention, I had to be up early today. 11:30 is probably my limit for, how much I could actually stay awake before I'm starting to really feel drowsy. So that's why I was able to watch Rick and Morty like I was. Man, now I can't help but think of Rick and Morty again. Although it got me thinking earlier. I've said many times in the past that, for some context, in the first episode of Season 9 of Rick and Morty, Evil Morty tries to bait our Morty and be like, he showed me time travel stuff, which Rick and Morty's only dabbled in with once. And it was a good episode, don't get me wrong. But it got me thinking, I've said in the past that time travel is a plot device that hardly anyone ever gets right. The best I've seen anyone do it right was, believe it or not, Crash Bandicoot 3. Warped, if you will. Warped is what they do in the game. And that's it. And that's really only because, if you play the game, they go into the past, get the crystal gems, and the relic, done. They don't ask any questions. They don't They don't overcomplicate it. That's probably what makes it the best. Even in shows and franchises that I love, like Dragon Ball, they did it okay at best. It got me thinking, like, okay, going to the past or going to the future, like, that's cool. But where things really, what I've never seen before that I would love to be able to, like, I'd love to be able to see, like, the ability to go forward and back in time for a brief period or so, and the entire time, no one in the past or the future can see or hear you, and you remain completely intangible. Like, it would make things a lot less confusing. Actually, no, don't go to the future. Go to the past. You want to go to the past for that, because if you go to the future, like, because here's the thing. The reason why you'd ever want to do any time travel, for the most part, is to gather information. That's really, like, what people go time traveling for in, movies and TV shows and stuff like that. What about Back to the Future when Biff tried to give the almanac? Well, he had to get information on where Biff was at that time. He had to get his information. He still had to acquire, like, the sports almanac. So there's a lot to think about. Again, time travel is confusing. I mean, if we go to, let's say for the sake of argument, you actually went to the future, and nobody could see or hear you, you're intangible, like, all that. So you're basically like a ghost almost. Yeah, that rhymed. You would take the information from the future, apply it to right now, and that would drastically change the future. Yeah, no. So, going forward in time is probably not the. I mean, if you have to travel, going forward and back in time is never a good idea. So I would actually think going to the future is the worst of the two evils. Provided, again, you're intangible and no one can see or hear you. Because if you go to the past, like, you could take some information and use that to apply to right now. Like, that's fine. That would actually be pretty good. And that'd be your answer right there. Like, could you imagine, like, the things we'd be able to find and see today if we knew where it was in the past, without any repercussions of changing anything? Because, again, like, if you went to the past and saw what you needed to see, you really wouldn't be changing much. Again, especially if no one can see or hear. Not to mention, no one can see or hear you, you're intangible, and therefore you can't touch anything. Like, you physically cannot touch anything. Like my arm would fall, like, right through the armrest. Like, that kind of intangible thing. Because you would take the information from the past and apply it today. And technically that might actually make for a better future. But don't go to the future, though. That actually wouldn't be very good. That wouldn't be a very good idea. I think that's, like, the one thing about time travel that a lot of people get wrong, is just, like, again, you overcomplicate things. I mean, wouldn't you drastically change the future if you went to the past doing what you describe and, doing that? Well, yeah, but we don't know what the future holds. We know what's in the past because, we have, documentation, books. In recent decades, we have video. We know what happened in the past to the best of our ability. We have no idea what the future is going to hold, though. Seriously, it's quite possible you could travel to the future and maybe no one's left on Earth. Well, okay. If it was something like that, I guess that would be okay. I'm talking like technology purposes. Like, we actually develop a way to like get free energy. And that free energy that's also clean, too. Like, don't take that information from the future and bring it here, because that would be bad. That would be bad. Like, if it's something catastrophic that we in the present need to prepare for, yeah, that's okay. I'd rather, like, if you're gonna change the future, do that. Prevent the Terminator's uprising. That's what you need to do. Prevent Skynet from doing anything. That's okay. Actually, the first Terminator movie kept things pretty simple too in terms of time travel, because the guy travels from the future to stop the T-800. Of course, that was the T-800. If it was the T-1000, that would then our entire world, then we really would be in trouble. We would absolutely be in trouble. Seriously, have you seen any of the scenes from Judgment Day? The second Terminator movie, I mean? Oh yeah, actually Terminator 2 Judgment Day, that's what it is. Huh. I just realized, like, thanks to Avengers Doomsday coming out later this year, saying Doomsday has become, I've heard a lot in people's vernacular lately. And before we had Doomsday, we had Judgment Day. Doomsday is the Judgment Day of today. Or Judgment Day was the Doomsday of the past. You want to call it that way. I mean, you hear Judgment Day now, and you're like, okay, that sounds intimidating, but, I don't really sense, like, the dread. I mean, keep in mind, this was, like, in the late 80s. Like, and they knew how to make movies back in the late 80s. There was some crazy stuff going on in the 80s, man. They knew how to make scary movies. And, today it's more like, what? Someone's gonna, judge you or something on Judgment Day? Okay. Doomsday at least has the potential to instill fear in those who don't know context. You know what I mean? Like, well, actually, yeah, that's true. If you heard Doomsday, you're like, wait, what? Like, there would actually be genuine concern. Judgment Day, you're like, okay, what should I be prepared for? There's less urgency when you hear one or against the other, is what I'm trying to get at. So, this is what I have to deal with when there's no One Piece Manga Chapter. Or Rick and Morty. I mean, there was actually family time last night, which was a lot of fun. Actually, funny story, I went to visit my family yesterday, and, because for my mom, the simplest thing to do is just get, like, a couple of, decent-sized chickens, and, she makes roast chicken, which is very good. I love my mom's roast chicken. It's great. But I visited last night. Sometimes I can actually smell the food, like, from inside the garage, because I walked in my parents' garage. I can actually smell the food. I get inside, and I swear I thought my mom made lasagna. And what's funny is the serving dish, like the serving dish I saw that was covered in foil, it looked like how my mom would make her lasagna. Which, again, is just really, I mean, it was roast chicken. Again, it was good. But, like, did my mom actually make lasagna? It has been a good while since I've had her lasagna, though. It has. Listen, I'm sure anyone who's ever actually made dinner for a family understands this, but some things are significantly harder to pull off to make than others. Like, if my mom actually made, spaghetti and meatballs, she would spend a good half hour to 45 minutes, like, preparing the meatballs, at least. And not to mention, well, actually she would put everything in the crock pot. But then later she had to make, like, salad and, garlic bread and, boil the pasta, obviously. Not to mention, the stuff for making, Sunday sauce it's a little bit pricey. I mean, you have the stuff for making meatballs, and then there's also, you're probably going to buy sausage, probably going to buy, pork ribs, make your sauce, or, get sauce from the store. We've always been a Prego family. It's funny, we're a Prego family, yet we are not very far away from where ragu was invented. Yeah, ragu, the pasta sauce that you see in the stores, that was invented in Henrietta, which is near Rochester. So, for all intents and purposes, we're technically in ragu territory. Little fun fact for you. Making chickens is just easier for my mom to do. Like, stuff the chickens with aromatics, season the chicken, put in the oven, done. And all you gotta do is make gravy and mashed potatoes. And a salad. And last time I actually had corn on the cob for the first time this year. It was good corn. Seriously, like, if you're able to get yourself some corn on the cob, like, it's really good this year. Oh, at least what I had last night. I mean, your results may vary. Hope you like this video. Like, share, YouTube channel, on social media. As always, I'm very homemade video for all you guys watching. Enjoy it. Wonderful Monday. And remember, if you guys want to talk, change the video, always back. Take care. Make good choices. 607 all day, baby.